Hey everyone, Hugh from Plaguelands Media here, bringing you not a book review this time, but part one of a series review. I'm going to be talking about the first 5 books in the Warhammer Age of Sigmar Realmgate Wars series. There are 10 books total in the series. I'm going to be talking about the first 5 books today. Just a little bit of background. I don't play Warhammer Age of Sigmar. I don't play any of the Games Workshop games, Warhammer, Warhammer 40k, or anything like that. Although I have been a huge fan of the lore for a long, long time. The Warhammer lore, back when it was the old world with the Warhammer Fantasy Battles, is absolutely phenomenal. And when I heard that they were going to change it to Age of Sigmar, whole different rule system, I was a little disappointed, to be honest. They did write a 5-book series marking the end times, which basically showed the fall of the old world, which is a really fantastic book series if you get a chance to read it. Kind of deals with the undead, chaos, and Skaven. But I've never really kind of bothered with Age of Sigmar for a long time. I just kind of pushed to one side because I thought it was they were making it too much like Warhammer 40k. But I thought I would give the novels a chance because I do love the lore and the stable of writers that Games Workshop have in the Black Library are some of the best fantasy and science fiction writers around. So I thought, why not? I'll give it a chance. So that is what I did. Before I actually get into the book review, for those of you that don't know what the Age of Sigmar is, what the fuck I'm even talking about, basically Nagash, the Supreme Lord of the Undead, destroyed the old world and the mortal realms were created. And for thousands of years, chaos ran amok. The chaos gods, of course, being Nurgle, Khorne, Zinch. Not so much Slaanesh, because Slaanesh is imprisoned at this point in the story. And then the God King Sigmar decides to forge an army, the Stormcast Eternals, who go forth and do his bidding and battle chaos and the Orc hordes and the Skaven and the undead and all that great stuff. So yeah, at this point, you might have no idea what I'm talking about, in which case this isn't the video for you. But if you want to hear what I think about the first 5 series of books, then we will just get straight into this latest episode of Okay, let's start with book 1, Warstorm. Now, this isn't a novel, but a series of 4 novellas or short stories written by Nick Kine, Guy Haley, and Josh Reynolds. 3. These basically follow the same plot. It's Stormcast Eternals against Chaos, either Khorne, Zinch, or Nurgle. Khorne being the blood god, the chaos god of battle and war, and Zinch being the god of chaos, magic, things like that, Nurgle being the chaos god of rot and decay, and so on. Pretty stock standard stuff. We're just introduced to some of the Stormcast Eternals, different orders and things like that. You have the Hallowed Knights and yada, yada, yada. And some of the kind of big bad in the Chaos stables. And they're all fighting over realm gates. Pretty mediocre storylines, but really great writing and well worth checking out. That's Warstorm, book 1. Book 2, we go into Gal Miraz. This has 2 short stories by Josh Reynolds and Guy Haley. Josh Reynolds, one of the best Black Library writers around. Guy Haley, really big fan as well. Now, this is where we actually meet the Sylvaneth for the first time, the Sylvaneth being another army you can play. And it's at this point you begin to realize that what these books are doing is slowly introducing the different armies that are available in the Age of Sigmar. So you have the Stormcast Eternals, which are the chosen of Sigmar. You've got the Chaos armies. Then you've got the Sylvaneth here, where the Stormcast Eternals go and help the Sylvaneth fight against Nurgle. The Sylvaneth are like your woodland kind of army, tree man, dryads, branch wraiths, that kind of a thing. And then you have the Eldritch Fortress is the second story in this. And this is where we are introduced to Sigmar's long-lost hammer, Galmaraz. Those of you that played Warhammer Fantasy probably already know that name before. The armies of Zinch have the hammer hidden under a fortress, and the Stormcast Eternals are charged with going to get it. Please excuse the fucking idiot in the truck outside blathering on about buying some fucking fruit and vegetables. They do this all the time, and it's fucking annoying. But I'm just going to plow on because fuck that guy. He's a cunt. Hammers of Sigmar comes next. And this has a couple of short stories in it by Darius Hinks and C.L. Werner. C.L. Werner, of course, wrote a fantastic trilogy of books about the war between the dwarves and the Skaven, I believe that was. And again, this is just your typical stuff, Stormcast Eternals versus Chaos. But you kind of learn here a little more about the realms themselves and about how Sigmar chooses his people and about how long Chaos has actually been oppressing the mortal realms. The mortal realms are made up of a lot of different places that you get to via realm gates. There's Gairan, the realm of beasts or the realm of life. There's the realm of metal. There's the realm of death. There's Azir, all these different ones. I don't know the names of them. I'm not that well versed in the lore that deeply as of yet. Book 4, Call of Archaeon. This has a lot of short stories in it written by 4 authors, David Annandale, David Geimer, Guy Haley, and Rob Sanders. There are 7 short stories in this, 7 or 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 short stories in this. This is really interesting and probably my favorite of the 5 books in the beginning of the Realmgate Wars series, because each one of these stories focuses on like one of the followers of the Chaos God. So you learn about a follower of Zinch and a follower of Khorne and a follower of Nurgle. And all of them have been called forth by Archaeon, the Ever-Chosen, who, if you remember in the old world lore, is basically a chaos warrior that doesn't worship one chaos god, but worships all of them. And he's getting an army together and he needs his circle. And so these champions of chaos kind of are given tests to go and to see who is going to become the champion that stands by the side of Archaeon as he goes to battle with the mortal realms. What I loved about this book is the stories kind of interwove and crossed over, even if they were written by different authors. And the, well, I have to say the Nurgle Chaos Champion, a little two-dimensional. No, sorry, one-dimensional. Two-dimensional is good. Three-dimensional is best. One-dimensional, not very interesting. The Champion of Zinch, absolutely fantastic backstory, and really great kind of character motivations. But the Champion of Khorne is just amazing. He's this former hero who is trying to protect his kingdom by fighting against the forces of chaos. And eventually Khorne sees how much blood and destruction he is raining down on these armies, and Khorne makes him a deal join me, and I will basically give you the power to defeat them. So he takes Khorne up on his offer, but he does so in order to one day confront Khorne and kill him. And so you have this kind of this idea that this Chaos God is just toying with him. So that was really, really interesting, and it's a really great book. The fifth book, Wardens of the Everqueen, is the first actual novel written by C.L. Werner, and basically this is just a story of the Stormcast Eternals trying to protect Alariel, the Queen of the Sylvaneth, from being destroyed by a force of Nurgle demons led by a Nurgle champion of chaos. The premise is good. The writing is fantastic. It's a bit of a slog to get through, however. All in all, very impressed with this series. I look forward to reading books 6 through 10 at some point in the future and giving my opinion of them. Great place to start if you want to get into anything Age of Sigmar. Just really great writing, really intense action sequences, and really good story points for a lot of them that are really building up this Mortal Realms kind of world that has taken place over 1,000 years from the destruction of the old world. So there you have it. Not much else to say. Read them. I recommend them. Great fantasy novels. So yeah, I guess the only thing left for me to do is read a fucking book, people.